Be sure to stretch before engaging in rigorous physical activity.
Hey all, Phenoxo here. As you probably saw on the early splash there, we've got just under 6 days, probably around 5 by the time you're seeing this, until the pre-order beta for Overwatch starts. Once again, Blizzard's not paying me any money. Once again, I am still feeling a little under the weather. I'm still a little bit congested. My throat doesn't hurt as bad as it does yesterday, though. After I recorded that other episode, I wound up feeling progressively more and more under the weather, until I basically just shut down and sat at my computer and played Dark Souls for the rest of the day. Anyway, I'm feeling much better now. I've got well, I guess it's really one game. We defend and then we attack. Both played entirely as Zarya, but I've completely lost all train of thought there. I'm sorry for it. But anyway, I'm feeling much better than yesterday. That's what I was trying to say, and that's what I'm going to say. Zarya is an interesting character. She's got an energy shield she can put around herself, lasts for about 2 seconds, and can soak up around 200 hit points worth of damage. She can also throw down a shield on an ally that does the same and lasts about the same amount of time. They're on individual separate cooldowns. As you can see there, I used it on D.Va and myself pretty early on. You may also notice a reticle under the a number under the targeting reticle that's slowly counting down here. What that is a tracker for how charged up I am. Whenever someone I shield takes damage and that shield blocks the damage, it charges up Zarya. The more charge she has, the more damage her gun does. To the point where when she has 99 or 100 charge, she fucking melts faces. At 0, you might slowly chip away at someone. If I had better aim, for instance, that Pharah would be absolutely wrecked. Even still, I can chew through this D.Va's health in no time flat while she's being healed by a Mercy. That's how strong a full charge Zarya can be. Now, I make a mistake here and I overextend to try and finish off the Mercy, get picked off by Reaper, but it's pretty much a fair trade. I mean, I consider medics and healers to be at least worth as much as me on the field. If I can eliminate them, it makes everything easier for the rest of my team. Now, one downside of Zarya is she has no movement abilities. I can't boost up into the air. I can't blink forward in time. Can't even lift myself up on a wall of ice. There's really nothing she can do to get back to the fight faster besides lean on her teammates. Well, we got some justice. Good old press Q to win. Pharah's a little troublesome as Zarya because despite what it looks like, her beam doesn't reach all that far, and it's very difficult to angle the alt fire, the right click that shoots an explosive ball, to hit a Pharah midair with. So if she's up sufficiently high, I can't really do a lot to her. And of course, if she's behind you pressing Q, can't really do a lot there either. It does still have a decent medium range reach, but I decided to back off here for a little bit, rather than continue to stay out and expose myself. Get a little bit of barrier charge here. And their whole team's there, but I don't have the damage, or maybe not the aim. I only played Zarya on the very last day of the beta, and I was super exhausted by this point. That was Sunday night. I'm typically pretty fucked up by Sunday night with lack of sleep. So, I wasn't playing at the top of my game. And here, I'm just basically surrounded. There's 3 of them. There's number 4 on the cliff. And I'm trying to do damage and take somebody out before I go, but I'm not having a ton of luck. The Mercy's exposed. Try to get her. My aim. It's just not there. And some of it's that the aim with Zarya is deceptive. When you're within 5 or 10 feet, the beam doesn't actually go to the crosshair. And that's not really a bug so much as just an issue with accurately representing the position of a gun and a targeting reticle. Because, and anyone who's played a lot of FPSs probably knows about this, your gun is not firing directly out of your eyeballs. So, if you draw a line from your viewpoint to your reticle, it's just going to be like a dot in the middle of your screen. But if you have a line from your gun to your reticle, there's obviously an actual, like, separate line where they're not going to match up. You can see it in games like Team Fortress 2, where it's possible when you're playing a soldier to stare directly at a wall and shoot a rocket. And because your rocket launcher's on your right shoulder, you can shoot around the wall, even though you can't see what you're shooting at. That's also sort of possible in Halo also. Most guns in Halo fire directly out of your eyes to mitigate that problem, which is, it's okay, but it does have some weird issues, like the tracer fire looks a little doofy when it's shooting out of your faceplate. So, in this case, when you're holding a beam weapon down and to the side, it makes it a little more inaccurate before those two lines get a chance to converge a little in the distance. And that's fine, it's just something to compensate for, and honestly something that'll raise the skill ceiling in the game a little bit higher. Little individual quirks like that, to me, I find to be an interesting part of shooters. And Overwatch is a game where it goes out of its way to be accessible for everyone. Like, it doesn't... Like rocket jumping, for instance. You don't have to memorize, in muscle memory, a complicated series of, jump and hold down the crouch button as you fire the rocket at your feet, and, certain trajectories, and different rocket launchers that have different speeds. You have to take into account all these variables to do it well. No, you just push shift and you fly into the air. So in some places they do lower the skill ceiling, but little stuff like that is where Overwatch makes up for it, in my opinion. Then there are some heroes that, even though they don't have a ton of mechanical complexity to play, they're still very skill dependent, like Tracer. And of course there's Widowmaker, who is basically the sniper from TF2 with a few extra quirks and differences. Gave him a grappling hook and some tits, and a wall hack ultimate, and you're good to go. And sniper classes, those are about as skill dependent as it gets. It's literally just raw, your ability to click on people's heads as fast as possible. And the people that are really, really good at that are just dangerously scary. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posy. Ashes, ashes, Reaper fucking dies. Or not. And Diva is just so annoying. And again, Pharah justices me from behind. Although, I don't really mind them using two ultimates to kill me. If they have to waste both of their ultimates just to bring down one Zarya, it's fine in my book. We're not doing a real great job of stopping it here. They're all the way up almost to the last point. But I've got an ultimate. I've got my gun. We get 3 of them trapped in here. One of them got away. Still, knock out 2 of them. Definitely disrupt their offense significantly. Reinhardt uses his ult on me, but Zarya has enough hit points to just sort of tank through the damage and then burn him down before he can kill my Torby. And here's Roadhog. Like, Roadhog has tremendous upfront damage and tremendous self-healing, but he makes the mistake of shooting me and that Diva as I get shields on us both, and I get a full charge, and I can just melt people like this. So, overconfident and brimming with energy, I just run straight into their spawn. Just in time for Roadhog to come back, chain hook me while I'm stunned, hit me in the face for probably 200 damage, while Reaper is also shooting me in the face. Bad idea. If there's one flaw I have in shooters, aside from mediocre aim, it is definitely that I overextend. I will push and push and push until I get myself killed 90% of the time. It's one of the reasons I'm terrible as a scout in TF2. Luckily, Tracer's kind of built to push that far back all the time, so with her it winds up being kind of good, but on a tankier character with no real escape abilities, it's not that great. And oh man, that ult. Just line them all up, and my team is just dumping damage into them here. You can see they're just one after another going down. Totally clear off the cart. We win the game. High fives all around. Boom. Self 5. And I'm all like, yeah, I got a great ult. I saved the day. I'm going to get to play the game. Oh, that's a Bastion. Didn't get to play the game. But there's my ult. I lined them all up so the Bastion could knock them all down. That 1-2 wombo combo. Zarya's ult is one of the best in the game for combining with Pharahs or Divas or Mays. Basically, any other area of effect, huge ult or Reaper. Any ult like that that hits a bunch of people in an area works incredibly well with Zarya, because she'll pin them in place and disorient them. They'll all be bouncing around inside of each other's character models and have a very difficult time aiming. And then the other person can just show up and go to town on them. And now that we won on defense, we're going to go ahead and take a crack at offense. Third, screwing around on Mei, the most adorable character in the game. Seriously, how could you not love that face? How could you not love that face? Alright, let's push. We got 76 here. He knows what's going on. I throw a shield on him. Doesn't really pick up much. And then I run into Mei. I hate Mei. And by hate Mei, I mean love. But I hate her when other people play her. She's probably the most annoying character in this game to fight next to Tracer. Just because she takes control of your character away from you. I've seen a lot of hate online about that. I don't think it's that big of a deal. You just have to learn how to fight her, and by that I mean don't be close to her. But, you know, it's not always an option, especially when she's right outside your spawn doors. Still, I made her waste enough time that my team was able to pick her off, and we were able to fight our way back out here and get the cart up to this first bend in the road. Third, go get her. Go get her. Oh no! Oh, those Tracer ults, they just come out so fast. She already had a pulse bomb, and I'm only at 35% ult. Tracer's ult just charges probably the fastest in the game. Zarya, on the other hand, has one of the slowest charging ults. Mainly because of how devastating it can be in the right situations. I try to square off against their Zarya here. She's smart enough not to shoot me when my shield's up. I don't shoot her that much when her shield's up. Then McCree shows up, and I decide that discretion is the better part of valor. You know, take a lesson from Falstaff and Shakespeare and run away. No one's going to get that reference. Nobody reads Shakespeare. I get a little bit of charge going here, not quite as much as I'd like. My character is pretty hurt, and that Diva's up on the roof just peppering away. I basically have enemies on each side of me, annoying the shit out of me. And I overextend to get Zarya, putting myself out there to get picked off by high noon. And McCree has quite the game. And more pulse bombs. Still haven't had my ult, but already more pulse bombs. Now, Diva right there is using her defense matrix, which destroys all incoming projectiles. The problem for her was that Zarya's beam isn't a projectile, it's a beam, so it goes right through it. I do waste my ult, it's only on one Diva, and I really should save it for a bigger grouping of enemies. But I really wanted to kill that Diva. Reinhardt kind of feeds me some charge here. I get the chance to just push in a moment. go after their Zarya and finish her off. You can see the Reinhardt shield doesn't stop you from walking through it, it just stops you from doing damage to anyone on the other side. Poor Mei. I finally got my revenge. Well, at this point we've cleared him off this chunk of the map, pushed him back a good bit. So I hop on the cart here and do a little pushing. I don't know why we put an ice wall up there. Didn't really seem very advantageous. And we reached the first checkpoint, which are these giant doors. You guys are probably aware of this if you've been watching my videos, since I only have 3 maps to post from, and I think some of my best games have been on this one. Oh man. No, the Mei ult. The Mei ult also combos really well with other AoE ults. Let's see how many does D.Va pick off. Oh, I skipped it. I didn't get to see.
Heroes never die.
It's too bad. Oh, another high noon. McCree was particularly strong at this point. He did just get nerfed shortly after the beta ended to weaken his right click a little bit. They basically gave it a higher cooldown where you can't use it as often. Now pop out there into the fire, pop my shield and get an instant 50% charge. And now I get to just chew down Reinhardt after Mei freezes him. We'll push out, there's some up on the cliff above me. Pop the ult so they can't go anywhere and just chew them down. Good time for everybody. Nom, 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 nom. There's just something about being a Russian with a giant gun that's fun in every game. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a fat Russian in TF2. I don't care if you're a Russian bodybuilder in TF3. I mean Overwatch. It's just a good time. And this Mei just consistently seems to outplay me. And I really should not have pursued her as wounded as I was. I didn't have my self-shield up. So she just baited me back and popped me with an icicle.
Give me another shot.
I like how there's the little alien fossil in the cave spawn room. Very much in the theme of Route 66 and those type of areas. If anyone hasn't seen the movie Paul, it's the one with the CGI alien played by Seth Rogen, and it has Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in it. It's a pretty fun movie, you know, about aliens out in the West. Definitely recommend it. That McCree had a great high noon. Pops it right after the res and just picks off 3 of us. But anyway, seriously, go see that movie if you haven't. It's a great comedy. Since I'm not charged up, I'm not doing a ton of damage, but I throw up a self-shield there and Mei charges me right up to 50%. Now I stand a chance. Something I haven't mentioned about Zarya is that half of her hit points are shields. So she'll recover 200 hit points if you just don't shoot her for a bit. Look at that. Boom, back up to full health. Didn't have to pick up a health kit. Didn't need the Mercy, although Mercies are always welcome. Sonar's dropping some sweet heals on me. Tracer can run, but she can't hide. And now we're pushing up here. D.Va drops her bomb. I run and hide because I'm a tiny baby man. Peep back out. Oh, we get a D.Va, we got a 76. And I got a lot of damage coming in, so I hide and get my shields back. Third charges me up more. I'm now at 80% here. Drop an ult. Start laying into them. We do some real damage, but it doesn't get rid of all of them. They're still strong on that left side. I hide from Kree. Hop down a Tracer here. She blinks back. I know where she's going. She almost wiggles past me in my confusion. But it doesn't last. Someone else will knock her down. I guess she did get away. Oh, that's disappointing. 76 here. I probably could have taken him if I had just pushed in, but I wanted to fall back and get some health and get my shields back. Gave him the time to get his health too, And again, I would have beaten him, but he got help from me. Can't just have a one-on-one. I get the impression the rest of my team was not doing so well around the cart, since it did seem to be a lot of multiple matchups there. Now, we have the slow slog back, but the spawn's nice and close here. We don't have to run too far. And we run right into Mei for the millionth time. She drops her ult. I don't fall into that. I got a decent charge, Justice rains from above, giving me a full charge. But I'm a little fucked up. Get some heals and push back out. We're running low on time, only 20 seconds left. Gotta make a big play. D.Va's there. Drop the ult. Burn her down. Get the escaping pilot. Push him back some more. Get that, I think that's a McCree, yep. And we still aren't looking too good. There's a lot of them. There's tracers. We're in overtime. No one's... Oh, we got one person on the cart. But they're respawning. And I think a Roadhog ult or something. No. What is shooting me? Is that a turret? I don't even know. It's not going well. I'm getting kills, but it's not enough. It looks like we can make it. D.Va's pushing me back. Kill the mech. McCree's back out, fanning his right click. Dropping 6 shooters into me. Justice rains from behind. And at that, my hopes dwindle and die. That was a fantastic ult that just completely wrecked our team. And we lose.
I am not a good loser.
With that said, it was a great game. I racked up some nice gold medals, got a lot of sweet kills. Hopefully, once the actual game comes out, I can catch some games of Zarya where I'm not sleep deprived, where I know the character a little better, and have gotten a little better at aiming her weapon. And we'll see if I can get some real monstrous kill streaks going. That said, thank you for watching. Go ahead and smack the subscribe button if you like. And I will see you fine fellows on the flip side.